Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Danisworo Zulkarnain. It is an awesome chance for me to be your master of ceremony on Thursday, 24th of June 2021 in our big webinar, Inovasi dan Pengembangan Produk Farmasetika dengan menggunakan THINKY Mixer Homogenizer dan Nano Pulverizer. First of all, let us say thank God who has been giving us mercy, guidance, happiness, and healthy so we can attend and participate in this webinar without any obstacles. In this special moment, I would like to say welcome to Mr. Kogure, the manager of Asian Sales International Marketing Department of THINKY Corporation. In Honorable Dr. Rare Medic APT Robert Tungadi, Master of Science, the Nanomedicine and Theranostic Research Lecturer. Selamat siang, Pak Robert.
Ya, siang, Pak.
The Honorable Mr. Asep Sandi Mustafa, Director of Intralab. Selamat siang, Pak Sandi.
Selamat siang, Pak Danis. Selamat siang, Pak Robert.
Ya, siang, Pak Sandi.
And welcome to all participants of the webinar present today. For now, we have several agendas, so allow me to read several sessions of our agendas are: first, opening by Master of Ceremony; second, greeting by the Director of Intralab; third, speech from the Director of Intralab; and speech from the Manager of Asian Sales International Marketing Department of THINKY Corporation. Fourth is the core event, webinar about inovasi dan pengembangan produk farmasetika dengan menggunakan THINKY Mixer Homogenizer dan Nano Pulverizer. Fifth is announcement, the winner of the prize. And the sixth is closing, which will be delivered by Mr. Kogure about Nano Pulverizer for Pharmatics. To Mr. Kogure, please, time is yours.
Hello.
Mr. Kogure, okay.
Can you hear me? Can I start?
Yes.
Okay, please.
Please, Mr. Time is yours.
Okay. Can you see this presentation PowerPoint?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet.
Not yet, sir.
Your slide.
We
You
cannot
can see?
your slide.
Okay. Wait
Not
a
yet,
moment.
not yet. Okay, sir.
How about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please.
You
Please,
can
time
see
is yours,
that,
sir.
right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's get it started. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr.
This
Good
is
afternoon,
Yoshinori
Kogure.
Kogure, Manager of Asian Sales from THINKY Corporation. Thank you very much for joining our webinar today. I'd like to thank you for giving me the chance to speak today. My speech will last for about 45 minutes to 1 hour, but I'll try to keep it short. THINKY is the manufacturer of the mixer, especially we are the pioneer and expert of planetary centrifugal mixer. But we have other products besides mixers. By using our special unique technology, today I would like to introduce one of them, Nano Pulverizer. This is the contents of my speech today. It consists of 4 chapters like this. So let's get it started from chapter 1. Chapter 1, features of Nano Pulverizer. First of all, nano has been a trend word in these days. But what is nano? How small is nanometer size level? Some people have not idea about it. First of all, 1 micrometer is equivalent to 1000 nanometer. So nanometer level is smaller than 1 micrometer. Please take a look at this picture. I believe this should be helpful for you to understand how small nanometer level is. For example, diameter of hair, the size is 60 micrometer. Red blood cell, the size is 8 micrometer. So up to this level, we can call micrometer level. So size of influenza virus is 100 nanometer. It's equivalent to 0.1 micrometer. For example, currently we have pandemic by the coronavirus. Coronavirus is also has the same dimension, same size, 100 nanometer. So in other words, 0.001 millimeter and bigger size is micrometer level. Smaller than 0.001 millimeter is nanometer size. Okay, moving on to the next slide. So what is nano pulverizer? It is a machine to downsize, mill particle to nano size level. In case of pharmaceutical products, the small, the smaller particle size, the better bioabsorbable. So it means the material particle of pharmaceutical product is the smaller, the better. The smaller, the more absorbable into the body. So it means in case of nano size level material of pharmaceutical product, it works very well to human body. Then the future of our nano pulverizer is adding media. Media means this one, zirconium ball or zirconium beads. So Our pulverizer has the method to use media ball to mill material while rotation and revolution. Rotation and revolution. This is our key technology of THINKY Mixer. So what is nano pulverizer of THINKY? So this is what I told you, revolution and rotation technology. All of our mixer has the same technology. THINKY Mixer has two axes. One is here, clockwise rotation. Then another axis is counterclockwise rotation simultaneously. So by taking this key technology, we designed and developed a pulverizing machine. It means the machine can downsize the material to nano size level. So our pulverizer has a two operation mode. One is mill and mix mode. So this is just for milling material, downsizing the material. Then our pulverizer is a wet milling style, so it's necessary to make material wet. So this is why we need to add a solvent. Then we put the material inside and put zirconia beads, zirconia balls inside and add solvent too. The another mode is a clean media mode. This is for picking up media balls, zirconia balls. After pulverization, we definitely have to pick up these balls by using a mesh filter. So these parts we call clean media. This is the purpose for the separating material and media balls. Okay, let's take a look at this small video. This video is showing the mechanism of rotation and revolution. As you can see, container is rotated clockwise. At the same time, the material inside the container is rotated counterclockwise. So this is so-called revolution and rotation, or rotation and revolution. So this is why THINKY Mixer is called revolution and rotation mixer, as well as a planetary centrifugal mixer. Here is primary specification of our nano pulverizer. We have two models. One is NP-100, another is NP-500 twin. What's the difference? As you can see, NP-100 is a small capacity, and NP-500 twin is a larger capacity. And here is RPM for the two modes, mill mix mode and the clean media mode. These RPM is adjustable. we can change the value of RPM by ourselves. And regarding the container, standard container, we are using the zirconia containers. So it means material of container is the same as media balls. This is one of key point. And media separation set for clean media, for picking up media balls, we are using a stainless container and resin adapter. So here is the capacity and dimension of the machine itself and weight. In short, our Nano Pulverizer has these features, special character. Number one, quick and easy process. I can explain to you about the process later. And number two, onboard temperature stabilization, process under 20 degrees. Because zirconia is a ceramic material, if we use a zirconia ball during operation, it's very easy to get material's temperature rising. And number three, cost effective, minimum number of zirconia balls needed. This is also what I will explain to you later, but in short, in case of our Nano Pulverizer, we need to use the zirconia balls, but the quantity of zirconia balls is very small compared with the other conventional pulverizer, such as ball mill, bead mill, and so on. And number four, minimum contamination. Because the material of media ball, zirconia ball, is the same as the material of container. So zirconia and zirconia, it means we can eliminate the contamination caused by heating between balls and container. So this is why contamination is very small in case of using our pulverizer. I would like to change to the chapter, and I would like to explain to you about the process of our pulverizer. So please take a watch short video. This is our promotional video of our Nano Pulverizer. Please take a watch.見れたんですよ。見れてない。サンディからのメールでジョインするんですよ。ズームに。サンディさんから最近メールもらってないと思いますけど。いや、CC 入ってましたね。ちょっと待ってください。これ入ってないのしましたね。今、転送しますね。 こでジョインすれば入れると思います。あ、許可。見れました。今10ページ。
これなんかパワーポイントの画面そのままやってくるんだ。パワーポイントしてないんだ。
どういう
どうじゃみんな見づらいです
あ、大画面。
それをし
これ違う。それ。あ、消えちゃったよ。
失礼。これが今ようやくみんなが見れるようになってます。
あ、それまで見えてなかったね。
そうだね。こっち側の次のページが何っていうので全部見れる。次のページ。スライド処理の終了。
これだけど今これ両方同じ画面映ってますよね。これを変えたいときどうしたらいいですか。まあいいや。まあいいです。大丈夫。
なんか変ですね。僕の画面のこれがみんなこれが見える。こっちが見えてるんですね。こっち見せたいですよね。
そう。どうしようもないんですよ。
長いね、これ。
長いんですよ。5分。
それは飽きちゃうかも。
まあ時間稼ぎるとね。
ちょっとカチカチ。
右のやつどうやって消えるんだろう。
ね。これ消したいですよね。表示設定って上に出てるじゃないですか。
は
それをするとどうなるんですかね。余計なこと言わない方がいい。また変なことになっちゃう。だからサンディさん、一回みんな関係者が理解するべきだよね。
そうですよ。
なんでぶつけられたんだろう。
しかも10日前ですよ。依頼があったの。よくここまで準備したと思うんですよ。
今度入っちゃっ
日本語わからないですよ。
た。ミュートしてるからですよ。
止まっちゃうんだよな。いらないとこ押すと全部止まっちゃうんだよ。ビデオ。
でもなんか動いたら動いた。
今は消したんですよ。Thank you for watching.
また座っちゃった。
次のページだ。もう終わりました。
なんか話さない。
Thank you for watching our promotion video of Nano Pulverizer. Next, I would like to explain to you about what kind of material can be pulverized by our machine. Mostly, our pulverizer has been used for pulverizing the powder materials such as pharmaceutical compound or inorganic material. As I told you, our pulverizer is wet milling style, so we definitely need to use a solvent such as water, organic solvent, and so on. And in case of a wet milling, it is easy to cause re-aggregation. Re-aggregation, it means materials pulverized can be gathered again after pulverization operation. So in order to avoid such a re-aggregation, it would be better to use a dispersing agent. There are several types of dispersing agent, like here, HPC. HPC is the hydroxypropyl cellulose, or MC. MC is methyl cellulose. These materials are famous for the food additives. So anyway, for using THINKY Pulverizer, we need these three kinds of materials. The next. Here is accessories, standard accessories of Nano Pulverizer. Pulverization set. So this is used for the milk mix mode. In case of NP-100, standard container, 100 milligram to 10 gram capacity, this one. And in case of smaller quantity, material quantity, we can provide this special small container. Capacity, whose capacity is 10 milligram to 100 milligram, this one. Then for the, I'm sorry, regarding the media balls, zirconia balls, we can provide several sizes of zirconia balls from 0.1 mm to 5 mm diameter. So how much quantity of media ball should be used for the pulverization? This is just for a reference. In case of NP-100, with a standard container, the quantity of zirconia ball is 2.5 G to 35 G gram. For small container, this one, the quantity of zirconia balls should be 0.75 to 2.5. For larger scale, NP-500 twin, 35 gram by 2, 200 gram by 2. As you can see, the quantity of media balls we have to use is very small. So this is why I told you THINKY Nano Pulverizer is very cost effective compared with conventional pulverizer. Next, if we use the zirconia balls during operation, it definitely causes the material temperature rising. So to avoid the material temperature rising in the chamber, our pulverizer has pre-cooling functions. If we use this function, we don't worry about the temperature material rising during operation. But as you can see from this graph, it will take about 60 to 90 minutes to for cooling inside the chamber from room temperature down to minus 20 degrees. So it would be better for us to make pre-cooling in advance before operation. So once we arrange this function, we can start pulverizing operation with the best temperature from the beginning. So this is the process of pulverization. As I told you, we have the wet milling style. So material, solvent, zirconia balls, we put these three materials inside the container, and we use rotation revolution technology. Then sometimes we need to add the solvent again. Then, for example, we operate mill mix mode by 400 RPM for 1 minute. Then pulverization is done successfully. This is the recommended parameter. But the best parameter depends on the primary size, primary dimension of a material, and depends on the customer's target goal for the pulverizing size. For example, if customer wants to pulverize materials down to 300 nanometer or 100 nanometer. Of course, parameters are different. If customer can provide their sample materials for THINKY, we can test it and we can provide the best parameter operation condition after experiment. Okay. This is the process of the separation of media. We use clean media mode. In clean media mode, we have to use the separation set. Separation set is here. The special container for separator, and mesh filter is inside. So this is the example parameter. 2000 RPM for 1 minute. We use a revolution and rotation. Then media ball is picked up by mesh filter. Then again, we use rotation and revolution. Then finally, we can separate materials after pulverizing and media balls completely. This is the final process of our pulverizer, but we have to understand how can we evaluate our pulverization. So here is the evaluation method we THINKY usually use. Here is the analyzer. We are using particle size analyzer. If we use this equipment, we can evaluate particle size distribution. And we use SEM, scanning electron microscope. If we use this device, we can see real particle size and photo. So particle size distribution. What is a particle size distribution? So we usually make the particle size distribution by laser diffraction method. Here are 4 graphs. D10. Excuse me. In this graph, x-axis stands for particle volume. The unit is a percentage. The y-axis stands for particle size. 0. Some micrometer or some nanometer. Here, D50 and D90. And one more graph. We call this volume standard. So I'd like to explain to you about each meaning of this expression. First of all, D10. For example, if D10 value is 0.068 micrometer on the graph, this means the particle whose size is 0.068 micrometer, equivalent to 68 nanometer or less. This size of particle is 10% ratio of total particle volume. D50. For example, D50 values 0.124 micrometer. In this case, it means the particle whose size is bigger than this value, 0.124 micrometer, is 50%. Then less than this size, less than 0.124 micrometer, equivalent to 124 nanometer is 50% ratio of total particles. So it means half by half. So this is why we call D50 value median diameter. This is the most important figure, most important value. If customer says, we want to pulverize our materials down to 0.2 micrometer, there are so many meanings. Their target is here or here or here. We have to check it. So if customer meaning is their target is the value of D50, so we fully understand what customer want to do. The D90, for example, D90 value is 0.221 micrometer. This means the particle food size is just 0.221 micrometer or less, is 90% ratio of total particle volume. So it means, in other words, D19 value is most of the particle size out of the total volume. Then one more graph, volume standard. For example, the value of volume standard is 12.3%. So it means the highest volume here, particle size here. This red line, green line, blue line, this means the diameter of media ball, zirconia ball. So as you can see, the smaller diameter of zirconia balls, we can pulverize smaller size. We can pulverize material much smaller. So smaller media balls, the smaller size of materials, we can downsize. So this is so-called our evaluation method, and how to read particle size distribution graph. Okay, I want to move on to the next slide, next chapter, chapter number 3. What kind of applications our THINKY Nano Pulverizer has been used? This is an example of industrial material. Material is alumina. Alumina is very famous for the raw material of the heat-resistant materials, such as raw material of aluminum. This is an example of our experiment. We use both NP-100, 500 twin, material quantity 0.1, 10 gram respectively, and 100 gram by 2 cups. Okay, then revolution speed 2000, 1500, 750, 2 minutes, 50 minutes, and so on. The result of this experiment is here. This is a particle size distribution graph. Okay, this is a list. Please take a look at here. Before pulverizing, each value of D10, 50, 19 is like this. Then after pulverization by NP-100 and NP-500 twin, size is becoming much smaller like this. So 0. So okay, let's see the D50 median diameter. In case of using NP-100, after pulverization, D50 dimension is becoming the 0.182. So it's equivalent to 182 nanometer. So this is so-called nanometer size level. Here, 136 nanometer. Here, 154 nanometer. Okay, this is a good example, especially for you. As a matter of fact, about 10 years ago, one university in Indonesia, Gajah Mada University, requested us to test pulverizing their material. Their material is National Clay Zeolite. So please take a look at this experiment testing report. Gajah Mada University provided for THINKY 4 kinds of materials, 4 different sizes of zeolite. Number 1, 100 mesh. This is before pulverizing. D10 is about 35 micrometer. After pulverizing, you can see D15 value is 0.234, equivalent to 234 nanometer. So we could pulverize their material zeolite much successfully. Next, we tested the same material with a 200 mesh. Quantity is 10 grams at one operation. So before testing, before pulverizing, D50 value is 15 micrometer. After pulverization, D50 value is 0.122, 122 nanometer. This is also the good result of our testing. Then number 3, we tested the same material with a 400 mesh, the same quantity. Before pulverizing, D50 value is about 12 micrometer. After pulverization, D50 value is changing to the 125 nanometer. So I can say, in this case, our nano pulverizer can comply with customers, this university's request completely. Okay, this is the example of application in pharmaceutical industry. We try to test pharmaceutical compound. Material is phenytoin. Also, we used both NP-100 and NP-500 twin. Then, as a result, before pulverizing, D50 value is 12 micrometer. After pulverizing by NP-100, NP-500 twin, the dimension of the material is downsized to 123 nanometer to 128 nanometer. So completely downsized to nano size level. Okay, these application examples we tested, we experimented in the past. Okay, let me move to the last chapter 4, target of nanopulverizer. So what is the target material for our nanopulverizer? Industry, drug, dental, so it means a pharmaceutical industry, and functional materials, battery applications, paints, and others. Next, what is real advantage of NP, nanopulverizer of THINKY? First of all, the quantity of media balls, filling ratio to container, much smaller than conventional other devices, such as a ball mill, bees mill. As you can see, in case of nanopulverizer, the quantity ratio of media ball is about 1.5 to 3% or less. But for conventional pulverizer, they definitely need to use more than 30 to 70% of media ball quantities. And contamination. In case of THINKY nanopulverizer, contamination is a very small, very less, because we use the same material of the container and media balls. If we use plastic container and zirconia ball, the inside wall of the plastic container could be worn out by media balls hitting. It causes contamination. Especially contamination is not so good for pharmaceutical industry, as you know well. The next, well, operation time is very short. If we want to pulverize with small quantity by using NP-100, our operation time is 2 to 15 minutes only. But in case of other devices, conventional devices, ball mill, bees mill, their operation time is more than half an hour, more than 1 hour, sometimes 2 to 3 hours. And one more advantage, our nanopulverizer has chiller inside. Because we have chiller inside, we can keep cooling the machine even during the operation. So by this chiller, we can avoid materials temperature rising. This is also very important function. And these are also our advantages. Small quantity. We can operate very, very small quantity, such as 100 milligram, 10 gram. Some of customers are using very expensive materials. For those customers, they don't want to use much quantity of such expensive materials. In that case, if customer use our nanopulverizer, they don't want to use much quantity of expensive materials. Then media separation. As I repeatedly told you, THINKY Nano Pulverizer is wet milling method. So we definitely use a media ball, zirconia ball. Then after pulverization, we have to pick up the media balls. But if we use media separation set, it's easy for us to pick up the media balls. Here, easy for use. So this is the control. This is the operation panel of our nano pulverizer. So it is very easy for operator to set the operation conditions parameter, and also parameter can be memorized. So once operator set up the best parameter, whoever operates, pulverizing performance should be the same. So it is avoiding human error. Then finally, Finally, our machines, our devices, and our accessories are very easy to clean. Zirconium container, it's very easy to clean, and media separator also. And even media balls can be used repeatedly after cleaning. So here is our customer industry-wise. In Japan market, our main customer is located in pharmaceutical industry and general industry, about 40% each. Then university and laboratory, so-called academic industry, 10%, and food industry, 1.6%. In the international market, In the international market, we have supplied 2 units for pharmaceutical industry and 1 unit to the university. Especially NP-500 twin, 1 unit. We sold 1 unit to pharmaceutical industry. This customer is one of Japanese biggest pharmaceutical company. We sold 1 unit to their subsidiary company in the United States. So this is our conclusion. In the conclusion, our nano pulverizer, NP-100 and the NP-500 twin, are the wet nano pulverizer, and using the principle of THINKY Mixer. So this means rotation and revolution technology. And number 2, pulverizing process is simple and easy to use. So if we use mill mix mode and clean media mode for pulverizing and for separating correctly, operation itself is very easy. Number 3, materials. We can pulverize many kinds of materials, not only organic materials, even inorganic materials. We can downsize the material. And our pulverizer can downsize the material to 100 nanometer. This is the limitation at this moment. Because of the mesh size of our mesh filter and small amount media. As I explained to you, we don't need much quantity of media bolts for our operation. And our operation time is a very short, 2 minutes to 15 minutes only in case of a small quantity. And we have chiller inside. We can avoid material temperature rising during operations. So this is all I can explain to you about our Nano Pulverizer today. And if you have question or request, please don't hesitate to contact our local agent, Messrs. Intralab Trading Mandiri. Here is phone number, fax number, and address. So time is now coming, and I want to finish my speech. And thank you very much. Thank you for all for listening.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kogure, for the speech. And now, for the participants who want to ask a question, I will open one term for 3 participants. Untuk yang ingin bertanya, saya akan buka satu termin penanya, satu termin untuk 3 penanya. Dipersilakan untuk raise hand.
May I? Thank you.
It's
me.
Oke, untuk Pak Bambang dipersilakan.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Sandy.
Ya,
Ya Pak Bambang, silakan Pak Bambang.
my name Bambang. Yeah, it's nice to see your presentation. Thank you very much because it's new for me about your device, your instrument. I'm very interesting about that, yeah, with the nano pulverization, right? Okay. I will ask about your instrument in nano pulverization. The first question is, how about the cooling process? As we know, if we do some mixing some material and using zirconium, provide heat there. How about the instrument can protect the material while mixing and control the temperature? Because we know if the material have friction there, provide heat and will destruct. Will destruction. Yeah. Especially in active pharmaceutical ingredients in pharmaceutical company. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Bambang for the question. To Mr. Kogure,
Yes.
your time is yours to answer the question, please.
Excuse me. I couldn't hear this gentleman's questions clearly. Can you repeat it again?
Yeah, thank you, Kogure-san. I will ask about the cooling system in your device, in your device, because it's important thing. When we use zirconium, will produce heat, right? And elevating the temperature.
So you are asking what kind of a cooling system we are using, is it?
Yeah, in nano pulverization in your device.
Okay.
In your device. Thank you.
We are using the chiller, just like the refrigerator, inside of the pulverizing machine. So, in other words, we can adjust the temperature inside of the machine's chamber by chiller.
Oh, pakai chiller.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I know. I understand. Yeah, using killer. Yeah, you
Yeah,
using killer
so
for. Yeah.
as you know well, chiller cannot be cooling down so quickly. So this is why we recommend operator had better start cooling function in advance before operation. For example, every morning, once operator go to the laboratory, first of all, they turn on the cooling function of the machine first. Okay? And then wait for about 60 to 90 minutes until temperature inside of the chamber is decreasing down to 20 degree. So once this process is done, operator doesn't have to worry about material temperatures increasing during operation. So this is a cooling system, our cooling system. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, Kogure-san.
You are welcome.
Thank you, Kogure-san. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Kogure for the answer.
Yeah.
And
My pleasure.
Mr. Bambang, how about it? Gimana, Pak Bambang?
Ya, sudah jelas, sudah jelas. Terima kasih. Ya.
Baik, terima kasih Pak Bambang atas pertanyaannya. Untuk partisipan selanjutnya dipersilakan untuk bertanya. Okay, Mr. Kogure,
Yep.
there is a question from Mr. Rahmat Santoso. Is there an evidence base from the research?
What kind of evidence?
Some kind of semi-solid particle.
Do you need the evidence of the nano pulverization
Boleh.
or
Okay.
some paper,
Ada
clinical paper?
jurnal atau apa gitu maksudnya.
From the journal maybe, Mister?
Halo Kogure-san.
Yep.
Mr. Rahmat Santoso maybe as the evidence of research with some seems like journals or paper maybe.
Okay. Most likely, we'll be able to provide some technical paper as evidence. But I need time to check and find papers in our company's database.
Okay, thank you.
So once I find it, I will provide to Intralab first,
Ya.
and you can deliver it to your customer.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kogure, for the answer.
My pleasure.
The next question, Mister, is
Apakah filter?
how about the size of mesh filter? Is there one size or any other size, Mister?
We have several sizes. But,
Can you
we have a
explain?
standard.
Can you explain the several size, Mister?
Mesh filter size. Wait a moment.
Okay, Mister.
Hello.
Hello. I'm
We
here.
have three kinds of a mesh filter. The smaller one,
Yeah.
smaller one is number 50. The size is the mesh size is 0.5 mm, and number 100. The mesh size is 0.03 mm. I'm sorry, 0.3 mm. And the small mesh, the smallest mesh, number 200, its size is 0.08 mm. Okay, I want to repeat it. We have three different mesh filter. Number 50, number 100, and number 200. The mesh size is 0.5 mm, 0.3 mm, and 0.08 mm.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the answer, Mr. Kogure. Baik,
My
untuk
pleasure.
pertanyaan selanjutnya akan kami tanyakan melalui email tertulis.